got a winner's bracket match between our number 5 seed Indonesia and the number 12 seed Venezuela. I am one of your commentators, Toph Daddy, joined here by Raviel. How's it going?
Yeah, doing pretty well. I've been commentating for the last couple of hours. This will be the final one that I'll be doing for the round of 16, but it is the penultimate match of the round of 16, although it is the final upper bracket match. So these two teams will not be facing elimination just yet, but they will be fighting for their survival in the upper bracket. And this is going to be a very interesting dynamic because Indonesia, mainstay in the 7K World Cup, up against a team that you wouldn't expect to have a very good 7K roster in Venezuela.
Yeah, kind of a one of those newcomers. I don't know if anyone expected Venezuela to get the number 12 seed, much less potentially even qualify, but they've got a solid squad ready to put up a fight against one of the best teams in the tournament right now, number 5 seed, and like you said, Indonesia, a mainstay in the 7K World Cup scene for as long as I can remember. So they've got definitely a tough task ahead of them if they want to try and stay in that winner's bracket going into quarterfinals. But hey, they got that number 12 seed. I'm not going to be too surprised if they're able to put up some good performances.
Yep, and the vetoing is happening right now. Venezuela have protected Rice 4, which is a very bold protect from them.
Certainly is, but I think that kind of makes sense. They want to attack Indonesia in a place where I think more mistakes are likely, and a map like Rice 4 is definitely where that's going to be. And especially they're going to probably want to be sticking around that Rice. Indonesia, a very, very good long note team. And as we can see, a long note map immediately banned out, though I imagine LN1 was protected by Indonesia in that case.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see what Indonesia are going to be banning themselves.
I could see a Rice 3 or a Rice 5 ban in this scenario. Maybe Hybrid 2? I don't think Indonesia really wants to ban hybrids, but if it was going to be any of them, probably Hybrid 2 would be that.
I was actually more so thinking Hybrid 1, because Hybrid 1 is the easier one. And like, Venezuela have a pretty solid score on Hybrid 1 from last weekend, but they are going to be banning Rice 2, okay.
And Hybrid 1 going to be the pick from Indonesia to start off this match.
Completely contradicting what I've just said over the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, but I mean, I mentioned it. Indonesia, a very strong LN and hybrid team.
Yeah.
I mean, historically also have been very good in previous World Cups. Venezuela still trying to get their feet wet, so to speak. Second match I've seen them in for the 7K World Cup, and again, tough opponent to go up against. Indonesia trying to put the pressure on and staying within their strengths. I would almost be. I almost would have maybe expected like an LN2 pick here from Indonesia just to stick with the long notes to start, but Hybrid 1 coming out, going to go with arguably the most LN oriented of the hybrids just to start off this match.
We do see Onta Bakassi, a namestay in Indonesia's long history in the MANIA scene, with Rafco, and they're going up against A-Dog and Sir Ale.
Yeah, A-Dog and Sir Ale, pretty much the main two I think we'll be seeing from Venezuela. They've been playing a majority of the maps for Venezuela in these matches that we've seen from them. But Indonesia, with a potentially more flexible roster, might serve to give them a bit of an advantage, can swap people out as needed. But here we go, pick number 1, Hybrid 1, Friendship. To start off this match, we're opening up, everyone's starting off pretty well to go, no misses, trying to build up to that 400 combo, but the accuracy somewhat clearly in Indonesia's favor right now. Both players right around that 99.7, and Venezuela dropping a little bit to the mid-99 range, but still holding the combo and looking to put up a fight here on the first pick of the match.
Yeah, a bit of a shaky start from A-Dog. They are releasing some of these LNs a little bit early, as opposed to Sir Ale, who is releasing a little bit late. But like you mentioned, still holding on to combo, crucially keeping this lead very close.
Keeping it within striking distance. If Indonesia were to make a mistake, Accuracy still within Indonesia's side, but only 6,000 points of lead, a third of the way through the map. And we haven't hit some of the more difficult LM patterns that we'll be seeing in the choruses for this map coming up soon. Transitioning into it now, we'll have to see how these players are able to hold on when the LNs get a little bit more abrasive.
A bit of an accuracy drop from A-Dog, so that lead is going to steadily crawl itself towards Indonesia. But Sir Ale is actually picking up accuracy pretty nicely, dropping a little bit, as is A-Dog. So now this lead is a 5-digit one.
Yeah, Indonesia, very consistent. A-Dog almost making it through that chorus without mistake, but does find the first combo break of this map here. 3 full combos remaining. Sir Ale holding on, and both Indonesian players also holding on to their full combos. But A-Dog doing a good job recovering that combo back up to 400 without too much issue, and all things considered, a pretty clean break, though still on the low end of accuracy for this lobby.
Yeah, both Indonesian players just soaring right now. Onta Bakassi obviously leading the line, but Rafko is not too far behind as well, supporting. And there's really nothing much Venezuela can really do from this point onward, other than to just hope for a break from Indonesia, but there's one that's traded with Sir Ale, and that's just gonna have to do it, I think.
Yeah, Sir Ale actually finding a second drop at the same time, lead jumping to about 30,000 points despite the miss from Rafko. We're going to see one full combo in the lobby. Well, hold on.
Couple more lens.
Hold on. Okay, one full combo from Onta Bakassi, 992k. Very impressive. 7,200s. Really good accuracy from them, but good opening pick for Indonesia. Flexing that LN accuracy capabilities, but it's going to be Venezuela's opportunity to try and even out the score lines here.
Oh my gosh, they're going for Rice 3 already, just going with the Court Jack.
Yeah, Court Jack's kind of a scary pick. I don't know. In winner's bracket, it's pretty scary to go with something like Rice 3, where it's going to be a largely accuracy battle. Especially on a map like this, where the accuracy difference between the two teams is going to be likely very close.
Yeah, with Court Jack maps, it's really just a gamble. As we've already saw with Hong Kong and Russian Federation, the Russian Federation's only point is this. So, something potentially for Venezuela to try and get themselves on the board.
Definitely is. It's like the players not swapping out. We still see A-Dog and Sir Ale on Venezuela. We do see a swap out from Onta Bakassi on Indonesia.
Oh!
Yeah, comes in to replace them, looking for the potentially more accuracy-based, better, more like a precision player, potentially, in this case.
That's interesting, actually. I thought Onta Bakassi would stay in.
Oh, are we actually seeing a swap out from Venezuela?
Oh!
That is something.
Guys?
I don't know if I've seen a swap out from Venezuela this tournament yet.
This is throwing me off. I honestly thought that Onta would stay in, and I thought that Venezuela would also have an unchanged roster, but let's see what they will do here.
Still just waiting for the second player from Venezuela to come back in, whether that's A-Dog or a Shizdy, who does take the spot of A-Dog in this map.
Alright, definitely a curveball from both teams. Let's see if any of these changes will pay off for their respective teams.
Indeed, and here we go. Venezuela's first pick, Rice 3, going with Korjaks out the gate. Both teams swapping one player out. Yeah, and Shizdi coming in to flex the accuracy muscles on these Korjaks.
Yeah, currently just way too close to call until we actually get into the meat of this map. But Indonesia have a very slight advantage.
Density starts to pick up, a very slight advantage. Sir Ale, the lowest accuracy in the lobby at the moment. The only player not above 99.9% at the moment. Density starts to increase. We see some accuracy drops there from Yeah, and Shizdi also dropping a little bit. Ravko holding on with the highest accuracy, but Yeah is going to find a break there and give the lead to Venezuela.
Very huge drop from Yeah, dropping to 99.7. And yeah, Venezuela now have the edge just from that alone, but Ravko holding on to a 99.9 FC, keeping this match still alive.
Still definitely within striking distance. The accuracy looks to be still slightly in favor of Indonesia, so they may be able to start clawing that lead back now that Yeah is above 400 combo. Lead is staying somewhat steady around 5,000 though, and when accuracies are as close as they are right now, it's going to make it that much more difficult to bring it back, and it actually looks like the lead is slightly increasing for Venezuela here.
Yeah, because Ravko dropped under 99.9, and Yeah hasn't seemed to increase their accuracy, they're actually dropping accuracy. So this is good for Venezuela.
Still have this ending left to go. This is where the density picks up even more. We've only seen one miss so far. Everyone else in the lobby has looked very comfortable. Yeah, it's going to need to build that accuracy back up, but they're having trouble getting that back up. Ravko actually dropping to the low 99.8s in that break, and now we're at a 9,000 point lead for Venezuela. They might just be able to coast to the end of this by holding on to combo, and Yeah's going to find another break, and Venezuela now have a heavy lead on this Jag pick in the ending, and do look to be taking their first point in this match against Indonesia.
Yeah, there was a little bit of an accuracy scare from Sir Ali, but it will be 1-1. Venezuela, the change of roster paying off for Shizdi with 2 100s. That's a very solid team score nonetheless. Narrowly getting the MVP off Ravko. And it's just those misses from Yeah that costed Indonesia the breakpoint.
Yeah, but it is going to be Indonesia's pick. No breakpoints so far. Both teams making good first selections, and Indonesia has 2 hybrids and 2 long notes that they can go for if they want to avoid that rice pool here.
Probably Indonesia would still want to lean towards the LN hybrid side of the pool. LN2 it is.
So, had a good first point on hybrid 1, wants to start moving towards the long nodes, because LN2 still keeping that protect for later. They will get another pick no matter what happens for the rest of this match, so they'll get that third pick and still have an opportunity to go with the protect on the LN1, but looking to just establish their own points with this density long note pick.
Yep, and the rosters have been reset as well on Tabakasi and A-Dog back in. So these two teams have actually played the LN2 equivalent of the round of 32, which was white canvas. Indonesia placed 4th on it, and Venezuela placed 7th with about a 13,000 point gap. So not that much in between them.
And here we go. Like you said, not a huge gap. Venezuela is certainly capable of keeping up and certainly keeping it within striking distance, but Indonesia, such a good long note team, hoping for mistakes on something like this is going to be a tall task.
Yeah, especially against a player like Onta Bakassi, who we've all known for many a long year how good their L-lane skills are, but it also comes down to their second player, if they're able to keep up or not. So far, it seems to be doing okay, but Onta Bakassi is the one to actually fall first.
Very clean break from Onta Bakassi, though, building up that combo very quickly, and it looks like Indonesia will still be able to maintain that lead despite the miss from Onta Bakassi.
Yeah, very clean break, and also the accuracies from Venezuela not doing too well, A-Dog below the 99%.
Yeah, Ravko holding on to 99.5%. Onta Bakassi still holding on to the highest accuracy in the lobby as A-Dog actually finds a miss there. Lowest accuracy in the lobby, only player below 99%. That's going to establish a lead as Sir Alien also finds a drop, and full combo reset for Venezuela, though, as Ravko, the last player remaining with a full combo in the lobby.
Yeah, both players of Venezuela having rough drops compared to Onta Bakassi, who has been able to recover back up to an almost 99.7. But like I mentioned, if Indonesia's second player is able to step up, and they are stepping up.
They certainly are still holding on with that 3,000 combo. And the strong accuracy, beating out both of the Venezuelan players by 0.3% or more there. Now that lead is about 30,000 points, and this map slowly getting away from Venezuela to a point where it's not really within striking range unless Indonesia finds multiple drops here at the end.
Yeah, Venezuela doing all they can still, but Indonesia are not budging. It's just that one combo break at the start from Onta Bakassi, and that was it. Very solid team score.
Yeah, really clean break. 7-200s again from Onta Bakassi, and even despite the slider break there, does get the MVP of the lobby. Venezuela putting up good scores, pretty even among themselves, both in the 960k range, but the misses and the accuracy just not enough to keep up with the powerhouse that is Indonesia on these long notes.
Yep, and Rice 4 is going to come up from Venezuela, actually.
So that's the protect that Venezuela came with. Looking to potentially find some mistakes from Indonesia on one of the toughest maps in the pool to stay consistent on. Oh, not Rice 4.
Oh. Okay. Roll it back, we're doing Rice 1 instead.
Roll it back, we're doing streams, not tech.
We're doing speed. 255 BPM. Very interesting pick, actually.
255 streams, very straightforward, but does have a little bit of stamina requirement due to the length of these streams. You do need a couple breaks, but even then, it can be difficult to keep up the accuracy on some of these patterns for so long.
So Venezuela did not play the Rice 1 counterpart of round 32, but Indonesia did, and it was with Ye and Asriel. So let's see what the roster will be like this time.
Looks like Shizzy is coming back in for this Rice pick, and Ye is also dropping in for Indonesia, but not taking Onta Bakassi's spot this time. Ravko instead dropping out of the lobby to make room for Ye, who had a good performance on the Jack pick, a little bit behind the Venezuelan players, but still was able to recover. We'll have to see how that goes with a less dense pick here. Also quite heavily focused on accuracy, though the OD7 definitely going to make it easier to hold on to some higher accuracy than it would be on the Jack pick, even with the Jack pick having much simpler patterns to sharpshoot, so to speak.
Let's see if any of these players can shine.
Got all the players loaded. Gonna start off with a pretty straightforward section. No streams yet. Just some back and forth chords here with a little mini jig, but gives some chance to build up some combo before the streams start to establish some accuracy. Here we go. First into the first stream. No one messing up that transition. And everyone holding on to very strong accuracy. Sir Ale a little bit behind the rest of the lobby at the moment, though. Accuracies are starting to drop as the stream continues. 3 players around the 99.7 range. Sir Ale holding consistent around 99.5, and Indonesia going to establish a very small lead for now as we approach the end of the first stream section.
Yeah, not a comfortable start for Sir Ale, but everyone else in the lobby are dropping accuracy.
Is slowly evening out that accuracy. Ontabkasi, yeah, and Shizdi all at the 99.7 range. Sir Ale is still holding around that 99.5 that they've been at for most of this. We transition into the second set of streaming. Halfway through the map, the lead is only 5,000 points. Any misses are going to swing the lead in one direction. But everyone's staying super consistent on this map so far.
Oh,
but yeah, it's going to find a break, and Indonesia going to be on a little bit of their back foot as Venezuela slowly inches that lead in their favor. But Shizdi trades that right back, and we're down to 1 full combo on each side, and the lead's going to stay right around 7,000 points for Indonesia going into this break section before the final of the streaming sections.
An opportunity wasted from Venezuela to pull that lead back, but can they get another one towards the end? As yes, accuracy dangerously low, as is Sir Ale, but Sir Ale is still holding on to the FC. But this lead might be running away now.
Yeah, 10,000 points. They're going to need a miss from Indonesia in this ending. Just a few patterns left, and Indonesia going to take the first breakpoint of the match here on Race 1. And Indonesia with an opportunity to establish match point, and they have their protect still available if they want to kind of pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, and surely they probably will want to go for that to at least secure the match point. Very good score from Ontabakasi. Just a single 200. LN 1, Hybrid 2, Hybrid 3. Probably ideally not Rise 4, Rise 5, so it's gonna be one of the maps in the lower half.
Yeah, I imagine even if Indonesia wanted to play the Rise, they could bank on Venezuela choosing one of them as the match goes on, assuming that Indonesia is not going to be able to confirm it. But they do go with their Protect LN1 coming out the wall LN map that has been giving so many players a lot of trouble this weekend.
Alright, Inverse. We do see Rafco and A-Dog back. This is a map. This is constant inverse. And you don't really get a break in this map, so once it starts, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, not to mention 3 minutes nearly of this map, so you gotta keep that mental stamina going for what is basically fully inverse for a very long time.
Well, let's see if Venezuela can put up a fight.
Here we go, Rafco. We do see come back in for, A-Dog also coming in for Shizdi on this long no pick. Starts off pretty straightforward, nothing too difficult at the gate, but then immediately getting into the walls. Accuracy currently favoring Indonesia as A-Dog does find the first combo break of this map. And also with a sizable accuracy drop as the inverse starts coming around. And and Sir Ale also dropping their full combo. Now 2 full combos, 2-0 in favor of Indonesia, and already a 10,000 point lead.
Yeah, this might just write itself from the start. Both players of Indonesia pretty much holding similar accuracies. And Venezuela are just kind of holding on for dear life, but Refco, that's a huge drop down to 99.2. So we do have a conversation.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you need to see if you're on Venezuela's side, but Ontapakasi with absolutely monster accuracy, along with full combo, but Rafko with another pretty sizable break, drops well below Sir Ale's accuracy, but A-Dog just a little bit behind on the accuracy side of things, as they are able to recover that combo, but they just find a break as the full inverse starts to come around, and that lead for Indonesia starts to pretty quickly increase to about 20,000 points.
Yeah, and it's just off the back of Indonesian's veteran in Ontapakasi, one of the L-Land powerhouses leading the charge for them, and that is what's keeping this lead for Indonesia as A-Dog picks up a flurry of combo breaks. A bit of a scare when Rafco picked up a couple of combo breaks of their own, but now this lead is pretty much unassailable as Sir Ale finds a drop as well.
Yeah, A-Dog was able to recover that combo again, but pairing that with Sir Ale starting to fall apart a little bit, finding a few drops, and A-Dog even finding a break there as well, as both players on Indonesia recovering very well. 99.4, the lower of the two, with neither of the Venezuelan players above 99 at the moment. Rafco does find a drop, but it's been traded so many times at this point by the Venezuelan side. 80,000 points of lead for Indonesia, and a full combo so far from Ontapakasi. We're basically just waiting to see if they're able to hold on to that for the rest of the map.
Yep, for anyone watching for the first time and have no idea what Ontapakasi has been capable of doing for the last couple of years, you are seeing it here firsthand. One of the L-Land powerhouses.
And as this map starts coming to a close, 145,000 points and an FC for Ontapakasi, 12,200. A ridiculous score. Rafco not too far behind, actually having a better ratio.
Yeah.
But slightly more 200s and just not able to quite keep the combo up. But 4 S ranks here, that's certainly better than I've seen some other lobbies get here. So still very impressive scores all around. That's not an easy map to be consistent on, but Indonesia just showing off that LN strength.
Yep, and immediately Rice for coming out from Venezuela.
Do or die time in the winner's bracket for Venezuela. They are at Indonesia's match point. They need to do everything they can to stay alive, and this is their protect. It's the map that they wanted to keep for a tough time, and they're on their back feet now.
Yep, and we will see some swaps.
Yep, Refco swapping out the lobby. Azriel coming in for Indonesia here. And yeah, actually trading out spots with Onta, so a full team swap for Indonesia. Venezuela potentially keeping both their players in. I could see Shizdi coming in for this, though this is a little less straightforward than the other two picks that Shizdi was playing for Venezuela on.
This is the tech map. Very mini jack heavy, very burst heavy, very trill heavy as well. So not a very straightforward map, and if Venezuela do not sub in Shizdi, then it is also completely understandable, and I don't think they will. They will be keeping these two players in, as opposed to Indonesia having a complete swap.
Indeed, and Venezuela potentially their last chance to stay alive in the winner's bracket. Indonesia looking to close this out without too much more trouble. Junglist Acid, a tough map to play by itself. We'll have to see if they're able to keep their composure and who really is able to keep their combo intact.
Yeah, starting off, A-Dog actually hitting some of these bursts quite early, and therefore dropping under 99%. Here are some of these mini jacks, more of these abrasive bursts. Catching Sir Ale as well, dropping some accuracy for Venezuela.
Yeah, but 4 full combos so far as we hit the end of the first quarter, continuing some of the now slower jack patterns, and only about 4,500 points of lead. Accuracy's not too far behind, and yeah, actually finds the first break in the match, and Venezuela will start to take a small lead out of that, despite still being behind a little bit in accuracy. And we get a little bit of a break, 750 points for Venezuela, but accuracy drops on this section. It's 22 points now.
22 points! Yeah, some accuracy drops on both A-Dog and Sir Ale, and that is what is keeping this lead so close. After what looked like a drop from caught napping in a slower section, but Venezuela now able to pick up the pace as this map ramps up. A-Dog able to recover some accuracy, and Sir Ale matching as well.
Yeah, and now is actually at the 400 combo. Accuracies slightly in favor of Indonesia for the time being, but with a 2,400 point lead, and it's going to stay very close one way or another. And 330 points at accuracy drop from the Venezuelan side. Matched by by Indonesia, but Sir Ale finds a drop. Only 1 full combo on each side. Azriel and A-Dog matching each other right now, and there's now the lead jumping in favor of Indonesia, 5,000 points and rising. But Azriel finds a big break, 99.18, drops a few tenths of a percent of accuracy. And Venezuela looking to make a comeback in the last moments of this map, needs to get their accuracy up.
It's just A-Dog holding on to the FC with the lowest accuracy of the lobby.
Close.
Can Venezuela pull it off? Can they still keep themselves alive in this match? They cannot! Accuracy wins for Indonesia to take the 5th point and seal it.
Oh my goodness, what a finish to this match. 959 points for a victory for Indonesia, 5-1. Extremely close on a couple of these picks. Indonesia's accuracy was just too much of a monster to overcome for Venezuela here. And what a match. Congratulations, Indonesia will be moving on into the winner's bracket side of quarterfinals. And luckily, we don't have to say goodbye to Venezuela just yet. They will just be knocked down into the loser's bracket for quarterfinals and be fighting their way towards the future rounds of this tournament from there.
Yep. So the matches for next weekend for these two teams, Indonesia will be facing Japan in the upper bracket quarterfinals. Pacific clash there. And as for Venezuela, I believe they will be facing Macau.